this whole bed, right here in Catherine's garden, is brand new. So this was just in April. And how did you start this?
I literally kind of like think, especially when you're planning a bed like that, what's out now in the garden center might not help you come fall. So in the summer, and I tell you, it was covered in bees. I'm like, what is this plant?
Hi, it's Steph, and today I'm in Rhode Island with my friend Catherine, and I met Catherine on Instagram, and I've met a lot of my gardening friends on YouTube and on Instagram, which is wonderful, and today I get to see her beautiful garden in person.
Thank you for coming here.
You're
this
so
has been
welcome.
so fun so far, because I don't normally like show my garden to anybody. Like, nobody cares.
Well, I care, and I love it, so thank you for taking the time to show me. So far, we've been here for about an hour walking around and checking out Catherine's garden, and it's gorgeous. And if you see her swatting things away, it's early in the morning, so there's a lot of like little bugs flying around. But we're standing by one of Catherine's beds that she just put together last year, and it is absolutely gorgeous with these firelight hydrangeas.
Awesome.
So they're gorgeous. So today we're going to take a walk around Catherine's garden. What would you say your light conditions are here, Catherine?
Okay, so this bed, thankfully, is full sun. Most of it is part shade to shade, and this bed and another bed I'll show you guys today are full sun. But other than that, it's all part shade, and I just gotta like force the sun plants in there as best I can.
So Catherine has a situation that many of us gardeners have, that you have kind of spots with sun, spots with shade. Hers is primarily shade with some pockets of sun. And she gardens on a suburban lot. And so I think it's very relatable to most of our gardens.
So these trees were like established, been here forever, so you just can't fight them, and it's sad to
you just have to work with the landscape. I agree. And the trees are beautiful. When you come down the street, they offer such character. Lots of beautiful mature trees overhead. So Catherine's just working within the confines of the space that she has and with the light conditions that she has, and she's done a beautiful job. So we're going to walk around the garden, and you can kind of show us what's going on. So Catherine, why don't you show me this border that you have here by your, it's kind of like your front yard border by the street, right?
This was like a curbside bed.
Curbside bed. Good name.
When I tell you, it was just, all it did was collect weeds, because you have this like strip of
crushed gravel.
And it gets hot and like sandy, and everything just kind of like gets tossed in here. So it was just so ugly. I was so unhappy with it. I just was like, all right, you know, I'm going to put in a firelight hydrangea or two. I got 5 on clearance and just spread them throughout the bed. And I just started adding like perennials to it.
What kind of perennials do you have in this bed? So this one here looks really cool.
So this is, they don't make this anymore. This is a Monrovia catmint. It's called Neptune, I think.
Oh, it's so cool.
Oh my God, it's amazing. So it's like blue, like bluer than a traditional catmint. And then these form. I just think it looks like,
even when it's not in bloom, like the blue flowers have faded, it was like a purplish blue. Look how gorgeous those look now as we transition into fall and the end of summer. They still have a lot of interest.
Oh, I love it. And I love it with the firelight, the color that the firelights get.
They do complement each other nicely.
So pretty. But one day I was like, I'm so sick of weeding and worrying about how it looks for the neighbors, and just being, you know, you're just like not proud of your space. So,
well, I mean, you have something to be proud of here. And I love the hydrangeas, but also how you've added, so these hydrangeas are going to transition beautifully into fall, but then you have, is this a Montauk daisy?
Yep, that'll be for fall.
And your Insomnia.
The Insomnia, I was like, okay, I want some spring interest. So I did that. I did the irises. Let's see. What else? A lot for summer. So like the allium, the catmint. Oh, these asters. Oh my gosh.
Oh, did I ask you about these recently? Are these the ones?
I forgot to tell you. I think you did. Yes, the Calamaris.
They're so pretty.
Natifida, or so, I don't even know how to say it.
We'll pop it on. I'll put it below in the description.
Every time I see this plant, I buy more of it, because it's been doing this since June.
The flowers are so dainty. They look like tiny little daisies.
And then when it's out of bloom, like this, it doesn't even look bad.
No, it doesn't. This bed is turning out gorgeous. You have your alliums in the front there.
Love it.
What variety are those? Do you know? Are they Millennium or Serendipity?
I think those are Millennium.
Yeah.
These are the only ones that have survived the rabbits this year, so I'm really happy with them.
Catherine and I were talking about the bunny boom. There's tons of bunnies, and they're even eating her alliums, which are supposed to be deer and rabbit resistant.
No, seriously, I don't know what is going on this year. You could see the coneflower they got to in the middle.
Oh, no.
They eat all the coneflowers.
They do. Bunnies, deer don't really touch them much, but the bunnies might. So right there was a coneflower that got mowed down a bit.
So it was like, I had, this was actually one of the points of this bed. I'm like, oh, I can not only do full sun, but I was hoping rabbit things that I couldn't grow other places, like coneflowers, because
you have the most sun here.
Well, not just the sun, but it's like street side. So you're also thinking, okay, they're not going to want to go into the street, but yeah, they did. They snuck down here and got every single one. They were kind of like dotted throughout. It's fine. So
pretty. And you had some, those look like they would daisies.
Yes.
You have a group of some, you have one here, one there. Shasta, I love Shasta daisies.
I do too.
Such a classic perennial, right?
They just make me happy.
Me too. They're so like cheery. Love them.
They really are.
You have some hyssop in the front here. Is this the Blue Fortune?
Yes.
Yeah. The one in your other new bed, which we're going to get to, looks so good.
I know.
They look like fountains.
Did yours do this? Because I don't know why it's been like losing leaves, but
so mine doesn't. It looks like something was eating the leaves. Yeah, if I'm being honest, which is weird because I don't think bunnies would get up that high.
That's what my mom said. I'm like, what? She's like, maybe you have deer. I'm like, I don't think they would leave these hydrangeas.
I hope you don't have deer. Because bunny are one thing to deal with, deer are another. So that would not be fun.
I don't even want to hear about that.
You have some more Amsonia here. This one looks a little shorter. Is that the string theory?
This one is the most mature, and then I added those two in spring.
They look pretty. I love the ferny foliage.
I love it.
So pretty. Catherine also has one of those mums that I was talking to her about. She said it might be the Sheffield pink, which is a really beautiful peach color. So if you're looking to add some fall interest to your garden, not only are the Montauk daisies great, but then there's also those more perennial mums. Like there are different species of the mums that you would buy this time of year to decorate your fall planters with.
And I love the mums. Like right now, it looks like the Montauk daisies and the mums are like too close together. But if you know Montauk daisies, they droop like immediately. As soon as those blooms come, this is going to be on the ground. And the mums, you'll still see them. The anemones, the mums, everything will, it all still works.
It all still works, yeah. I have found that too. And the Montauk daisies we were talking about, that I didn't get to cut them down early enough this year and do the Chelsea chop. Yeah. So I'm afraid they're going to be a little droopy. So that's always a good thing to.
They're still beautiful though.
They are still gorgeous. And especially to have a daisy that late in the season. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. But this looks really pretty. You have a grass here and some Hakana Chloa, Japanese forest grass.
Yeah. That grass is pushing it.
It's looking good,
it was a hope and a prayer, but this is definitely more shady than that. So,
is this what type of tree is this? Is this a magnolia?
Star magnolia.
A star magnolia, so beautiful. I love how it's limbed up. Did you limb it up like this?
Yeah,
so pretty. Yeah. I love that.
I did that last summer. I was like, other people's magnolias are so beautiful. Why is mine this bush? And then I read you have to like limb it up.
You can limb it up. It looks so good limbed up. And look what it does. It provides a canopy for you to plant some shade plants underneath.
I didn't have any of these. And I'm like, all right, now I have all this space to work with because it really took up this whole thing. And so 100. I started with the rocks and the plants.
So that's excellent idea. So that you just gave people a great idea. So if you do have a magnolia or a shrub that is taking up too much garden real estate, just by limbing it up, not only do you end up with a multi-trunk tree, but you end up with more planting space.
Yeah, I love the architecture and like that gray bark. I had no idea that was underneath there.
Look at that.
I just love that about gardening. You like learn something all the time.
You really do.
Like, you think I don't want to say everything because you never know everything, but you think
Just when you think you've gotten to a good place and you feel pretty confident as a gardener, here comes some new things to learn. Yeah. It keeps it interesting.
It does.
I think that's the fun part.
It does. It's challenging. Like, I don't know how to limb a tree up, but
you learn.
Now I do.
Now you do. This looks really pretty. And you have a drift of some hydrangeas coming around the side here. These are more shade-loving hydrangeas?
So these are, so this is a cutting from my hydrangeas over there.
And look at the bloom.
Yeah. So
a little tiny cutting bloomed so well.
This was last fall I did this, and it took. And I did I actually did a ring of cuttings around here, just like this. And this is the only one that survived.
Yeah. But it worked. That's good.
These are all the Let's Dance reblooming variety.
Oh, wonderful.
What is it? Let's Dance.
Let's Dance Can Do, or there's a few of them.
I'll think of it.
It's a Proven Winners one.
I don't think it's,
So it's a little more dwarf. These are like the
3 foot by 3 foot type
hydrangeas, which you can tuck in anywhere. So even if you have a small garden, they would work. So here we are in another shade bed. This is a shade bed. So the one we just looked at was a sun bed with a corner of shade, and this one is all shade. And what's challenging about this spot is that these large mature trees offer a lot of root competition.
Yeah.
Right, Catherine?
Yes.
So what have been your challenges and your successes in this bed? Would you find?
I think my biggest challenge is I don't want like all hostas. So, but that's one of the things that will compete with trees. So it's just kind of like getting creative, pushing the boundaries. Like this is Joe Pyeweed. It should be like huge and, you know, beautiful. And it's still beautiful.
It is still beautiful.
It's, like,
it's more airy.
It's
more airy.
Exactly.
And it does have blooms.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like
they almost look like alliums, right?
And it's so like it's really so pretty. And I did have something come through and eat some hostas here, but
right, something's always trying to eat the hostas.
Yeah. So you kind of like, you know, get away with what you can. Like the sedum, it's not as big,
but it's still doing okay.
It's there, you know.
Yeah. It is.
And then working with like heuchera, I don't know. Do you plant that a lot?
Yeah, the heucheras don't do great for me.
Yeah.
Let me just say something about the sedum, Catherine, and maybe you can agree with this or not. Like, I think that sedums, they like a very well-draining soil.
Yes.
So in that sense, they will do good with the soil conditions here because of the root competition. Yeah. The trees will sap most of the moisture, right?
That's so true.
It's just the blooms. Maybe they would just need a tiny bit more sun, but being on the edge here, it's possible they get more sun than if they were further in the bed.
They do. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I would say that I also have a really hard time with heucheras. When I first plant them, they're nice and lush and big, and then they almost like disintegrate over time.
I mean, these are 3 years old, and you can see how small they are here. I do have other places with like a little bit more luck, but yeah, this is pretty much how they come back. But I use them for color, kind of, and like, you know, I mean, it's hard to get that in shade.
They do offer lots of color. So that's pretty much what you have to do in shade gardens. Color, texture, right? And play off of those things.
Which I enjoy, but it's like...
You know, you want more options, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then let's go around this way. There's one plant in particular that I actually bought one this year just because of you. So you'll have to show that to us. You know which one I'm talking about?
I do, yes. Everybody tells me this, and I'm like, I'm so glad that you're getting all the pollinators.
Yes.
So yeah, more Montauk daisies here.
Do they do well here?
Yes, they're beautiful.
Look how big this drift is.
They that's probably, I bought these, they were this big.
Tiny.
I'm not even kidding.
4-inch
like a 4-inch. I got them in like 2020, and you can just divide and add. I just think they're gorgeous.
They are really
pretty.
I'm getting excited. A friend shared a little one with me.
Yeah.
And this is year 3, and it is probably as big as this clump here in the front. And I can't wait until it blooms.
They just like drift down at that point in time when you need flowers in your life.
You do.
It's like October.
And you're heading into the cool burr months, right?
Yes.
Oh, and this is pretty. I thought this is It is. I was like, from afar, I'm like, is that butterfly bush?
Oh, I got it
at Caryopteris.
Years ago. I got it when in the summer, and I tell you, it was covered in bees. I'm like, what is this plant? They're like, Caryopteris.
Right now.
Yeah.
So
and I just think the color is so close to blue.
It is. Very vibrant.
Hard to find a blue plant. So
it really is. There's closest to blue you're going to get is a really vibrant kind of indigo purple.
Yeah,
it's very beautiful. And I love your little gravel path here with your bench. It kind of leads you somewhere, right? To take a seat and rest. Yeah. Do you ever rest in your garden?
No.
Yeah.
I try, though.
Gardeners, listen up. This is something that we all struggle with. Having time to actually enjoy our gardens, because anytime that we sit down, we start looking around and we find weeds to pull, flowers to deadhead, and we never enjoy it. But we really all should make a pact to spend some more time enjoying the fruits of our labor, right?
So true.
Oh my gosh. And this is one of my favorite sedums as of this year.
Oh my God, sedum matrona.
Yeah, so pretty.
Oh,
it's the dark stems for me, I feel like.
Yes, I tell everybody, like those dark stems, because they pick up the purple.
Yeah.
Or like see that with the blue. It's just so beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Love the bloom color. Like look at that soft pink.
It's in the pollinators. Look at that.
Oh my God.
They love them.
They are obsessed with this whole strip.
And they stay so nice and upright. So sometimes when you have tall plants like this, they want to flop all over the place, but not these.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
You don't have to do anything. I was just saying that to somebody else because they were like, oh, you know, is it like sedum autumn joy where you have to like
you have to Chelsea chop.
I'm like, no, I don't do anything to these. I put them in the ground. They were another 4-inch can and they were on sale.
Yeah, beautiful.
I put them, you know, kind of throughout the bed and I haven't had to touch them.
And here it is. Look at this ethereal plant.
So this is Calamintha. I really do obsess about this plant, and everybody will message me and be like, oh, I saw Calamintha, I bought it because of you. But the smell, it's like the best, isn't it?
Nice. It's such a beautiful fragrance. It's very minty.
Yes.
Because it is part of the Nepeta family, or the catmint. And I actually just bought some influenced by Catherine.
Oh.
I purchased 2 of these plants. Now I'm looking for the perfect spot in my garden to place it. But look how large and just billowy and beautiful it is now at this time of year. It blooms later than the Nepeta.
Yes. Yes. And that's perfect for me because like you'll see I have Six Hills Giant back there. So I have that, you know, May, June, and then it kind of like takes a break and you get this right behind it. It's
so pretty.
Perfect. And it's, rabbits don't touch it, deer don't touch it. And what somebody told me once that they bought it because of me. They were like, my car smells heavenly. I'm like, I know, right?
It's so
and when
good.
you walk by, you get that smell.
I actually really love it the way you have it planted here with the Matrona sedum.
Yeah, it's so pretty
complements
together.
each other nicely.
Like I'll take a lot of pictures from this angle because I just so enjoy this view.
It's so beautiful.
Normally there's allium too, but
let's show everyone what happened to Catherine's alliums.
Oh my god,
this is terrible.
Awful. Like look at that. Normally
the rabbits
filled with allium, and the geraniums. They ate the geraniums this year too. They never do that.
Pesky bunnies.
So I planted the geraniums thinking, okay, I don't want to keep putting petunias in the ground and like fertilizing them. What's something else? So I put the geraniums, and they did not touch them for years.
And geranium Roseanne, right? A real rock star.
Yep.
And this is just, and then you continue. This bed is beautiful. And so you come along the edge here. Now, do you get a little bit of sun on this corner where the Calamintha is?
So it's, I mean, I'm cheating over there, and you can kind of see like it, that looks decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like right at that line, it starts to be more shaded.
Where you have this beautiful dogwood right above it.
Yeah, I love that tree.
I know, it's gorgeous.
But you can see, like, I can get away with that pinky winky. It would be bigger if I wasn't forcing the sun issue over here.
But I love that. You're pushing the limits on your garden, testing things out. I mean, that's part of the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't.
Yeah.
But the good thing is,
it's getting enough.
It gets enough. You can, and you can always like try it somewhere else if you wanted to. It's not like as difficult as moving like a tree, right? This is your butterfly garden.
Yeah, it is not at its best this year. I had a lot of issues.
Listen, it still looks great to me. That's the thing. Gardens, we always are our own worst critics in anything in life, right?
Let me tell you, you're so right about that. I don't know what happened, but like, because you can plan and plan and plan.
Right. And look at that Joe Pye weed over by your bird bath.
So that's an example of like how much bulkier it gets in sun.
You're getting more sun here for sure.
That's new. I only did that in July. So and that's how big it's already gotten.
It is. And I was just complimenting Catherine on these gorgeous hydrangeas.
Oh, thank you.
Now these are the blue hydrangeas, which you will get blue based on the acidity of your soil. So clearly you have acidic soil here.
I guess so, because I don't do anything to them.
And but like they look almost like fake. Even now as they age, they still look so gorgeous.
Oh, I love them.
So you can even cut these, you know, bring them in the house for the winter.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I'm on it.
You're on it. You have some kind of shrub over there with some berries. Is that, what is that?
No, so that's a lace cap hydrangea.
Oh, it's not berries. It's just red leaves. It looks like berries.
But it gets that rosy color. So it'll be like blue and white in spring.
Yeah.
And then, well, like more like a lime color in spring. And then early summer, it's blue and white. And then it ages to that.
Very pretty.
It's just one of my favorites.
You have lots of beautiful layers here, Catherine.
Thank you.
This whole bed, right here in Catherine's garden, is brand new. So this was just in April. And how did you start this?
I literally got it, I want to say the week before April break. I ordered the mulch, and I started saving up cardboard, and I'm asking my sister and everybody in the neighborhood, like, if you have any cardboard, and we just laid it all out. I don't know. It was
you did the sheet mulching method.
Yeah.
So I've shown this on my channel before. I have a 5-minute quick start guide on the sheet mulching method. And it's just the process of covering your lawn or your grass with sheets of cardboard, putting some compost or just some mulch on top, letting it break down, and then you can plant right into it without the need for removing the grass or the sod, which makes it so much easier. And look, Catherine has already fully planted this bed pretty much. It's looking gorgeous.
I did my best to, like, all right, really plan out, okay, I'm going to want fall interest here, or I'm going to want, you know, later summer blooming plants here. And I just added like these, for example, to have.
Yeah, there's some kind of Rudbeckia, isn't it?
Yeah, got Prairie Sun, I think.
Prairie Sun. I think Maureen had some of these in her garden.
They said it was nice and
sturdy.
Not just sturdy, but fuzzy for the rabbits.
Oh, perfect. Yes, because they don't. They're not supposed to like things that are textured and fuzzy.
We shall see. You just have to kind of like think, especially when you're planting a bed like that, you know, what's out now in the garden center might not help you come fall. So I left spots open. Like I still have a few.
Yeah.
You know?
So I like to do that too. Like, especially when I'm building a new garden space, I go to the garden center like every season.
Yes.
Or every part of the season, right?
Yes, exactly.
Early spring.
Yes.
Summer, like early summer, mid and late. And then as we head into fall, because whatever they have available is usually what you want to add to the garden to keep your bloom show going.
I tell people that when they're trying to, you know, they see me do something like this, they're like, oh, you know, kind of your thought process.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people. I'm like, well, unfortunately that first year you just have to go to the garden center. I mean, fortunately too. It's just one of those things that you're just kind of married to going once every other month and,
or every other week.
Yeah.
As often as possible. I love this chair that you sat here that you just put in the middle here to take a little seat in the garden that you have to use.
So that was kind of my logic. It's like, I want a chair. I notice that people will sit, actually, I don't do it, but people will sit on that bench. Yeah. And I'm like, I want a little spot because I like that. They'll come out and talk to me while I'm working out here. My family will just kind of sit and
hang out.
Yeah. It makes it, especially, or my mom's working with me. She'll work a lot with me in the garden and she wants to take a break. I did that on purpose, but I have yet to sit in it myself.
And there is your beautiful Agastache Blue Fortune that looks like little fountains.
I love that plant.
They're looking, I love it too.
You have it too,
so
right?
I added it for the first time last year. Let me tell you, I didn't see regular Rudbeckia in your garden, like the Goldstrom.
I don't have it because the rabbits eat it.
It makes a beautiful companion to the Agastache.
I bet.
I love it. I think it's gorgeous.
It together.
Yep, the contrast of the yellow with the blue.
It'd be good with the salvia too. This is the Playing the Blue salvia. That's my favorite.
Oh, Playing the Blues. It's so pretty. So I'm going to try this one because I tried the Rockin' Blue suede shoes this year. Not as good. Yeah, I'm going to try this one next year.
Oh, when I tell you, you are never going to be without this plant again.
It's gorgeous. And you know what? Something else that I learned. I used mine in a container. Does not look very good in a container. So I will definitely pick up one or two to throw in the landscape because I have perennial salvia. So I have the May Night. Yes. And this is really great to kind of keep that salvia show going, right?
Yes, because May Night is like gone and you're sad. Playing the Blue salvia, I will seek out at the garden centers.
This path looks so beautiful that you added here because a lot of times we want to walk through our gardens but not trample our plants. Yes. So I love how you just kind of laid a path here.
Yeah, I kind of wanted like other access points because it's just prettier, you know, like you want to be able to like stare at your plants.
Yeah. Is this another aster?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty.
Do you know that? Is it October Skies?
It might be, but it's so pretty. It looks like a little light lavender daisy.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, it's so cute. And this hyssop also looks beautiful.
Oh, I love
it. I love the way it's kind of draping over. Yeah. Loaded with bees. Yes. This bed turned out beautifully. You did a wonderful job. For a bed that is not even a year old.
I know.
5 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Gorgeous. So look at that. It's possible. If you want to add a new bed, this fall would be the perfect time to throw down some cardboard with some topsoil.
Yeah, because we usually get a lot more rain in the fall too. So fall is perfect for
the moisture will help break down the cardboard and then you will be ready to plant.
That's the one thing, you have to keep it wet, right?
Yeah, you do. You need to keep it wet so that, or at least moist.
Yeah.
And by putting compost or mulch or both, compost and mulch, it will help retain that moisture. Yeah. And the cardboard will start breaking down and feeding your soil. And then you'll get a bunch of worm activity.
Yes.
Because the worms are in there breaking down the grass for you. So it's really a great method to start a new garden bed without having the hard work of removing your grass. I definitely love it. This is one of my favorite plants in my garden, Catherine. The Lambsare here, the Helen von Steen. What a beautiful like texture plant in this color, right?
Love it. That was one of the plants that was a definite in this garden. I'm like, I want plenty of Lambsare because it's something I can't grow, like get to succeed in
shadier spots. Yeah, it does really well here, right?
Definite.
And you have some really pretty kind of lower verbena, which the pollinators love.
Yep.
So pretty.
That's the lollipop.
Lollipop. And is this the Roseanne?
Yes, geranium Roseanne.
Would you say this is one of your favorites?
Yes, most definitely. It's just so reliable. Oh, look at that purple. It's so sweet. And the bees love this plant. It usually says it's I think like 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide. It's like a ground cover. You know, you just
kind of
plant
spreads.
it and it's just everywhere. I use that throughout the garden. And then normally it's bunny resistant, so it hasn't been this year. I don't want to swear to it, but it's really pretty good. Normally they don't touch it.
Very pretty. You have a really great combination here of the verbena and the sedums and the roseanne with the hyssop. Gorgeous.
Yes. And this geranium, pretty. I'm telling you, it blooms forever. Like it will start in like May, early June, and then it's just forever.
That's like, one that I don't have in my garden yet, but I want to add.
Get that.
You know which one I just bought? The Boom Chocolata. You said you have one in your garden that's not doing so well. You want to show it to
me? That's it.
Because it's good to show the good with the bad. Oh, this is it. Okay.
And yesterday it did have one single bloom. And it's a pretty bloom. It's like a purple blue.
Yeah, so it's really pretty. It has nice foliage.
Yeah.
You know, I actually just... It does have pretty foliage.
It does.
So, but performance-wise, definitely the roseanne, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's one more cool plant over there in the shade that I think I just kind of passed by, the hot lips.
Oh, I love that one.
Let's go look at it.
Yeah. I picked that up. I love this thing. It's about to bloom. If you were here like next week, it would probably be
I have one in my garden and it's same as yours right now.
So pretty.
It is gorgeous. So if you have a shady spot and you want some late season color, the Chalone or turtle head plant is a good option.
I never heard that. I thought hot lips.
Yeah, hot lips is I think the variety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it's beautiful. Look at it. And so it gets these little pink flowers that actually look like a turtle's head.
Now you see the bees.
Look at
They're gonna like open all those blooms for me because the bees are at this plant all day long.
So
like watch them and they'll go inside. I think it's the cutest thing. It's almost like what they do to see.
Yeah,
he like climbs in there.
He goes right into it.
It's the cutest thing. They like set up a little home in there. It's so adorable. And
I do the same thing with my foxglove.
Yes, foxglove, and the other one they do that is with the penstemon. I think that's the cutest thing when they like go upside down.
Yes, it is so fun. I actually really enjoy seeing the bees in my garden.
Yeah, me too.
This hydrangea, gorgeous.
It's like, and even I don't even mind that it's drooping because it's just like this fountain of like turquoisey blue. I mean, this is one of the hydrangeas that was existing in the garden when we purchased the house, and I just feel so lucky to have this. I
can't get over the color on this.
I know. And sometimes it's funny with hydrangeas. Sometimes I get like this baby blue over there. Sometimes it's deep blue. This year it was like that turquoise aqua color. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
You have a hedge of azaleas backed by rhododendrons.
Yes.
Really pretty. And then
good spring interest.
Because what blooms first? The rhododendron?
Yeah, and then you get the azaleas.
Yeah.
And then these kind of start to pick up, these pinky winkies.
Pinky winkies. And these were shrubs that have been limbed up into a multi-trunk tree.
I was very controversial. I was like, what did you just do?
So Catherine's husband took care of cleaning the bottom limbs up.
But it came out, it did come out beautifully, especially how they're by the door. I mean, it would be, you know, it's less bulky. I think
it looks beautiful. I think you did a wonderful job.
It's grown on me.
It should, because it looks so pretty.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, Catherine, for showing us your beautiful garden.
Oh, thank you.
You did a fabulous job.
Was so much fun.
I think I enjoyed very much having this morning with you today in your garden and you showing us around. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I will link Catherine's Instagram below. It's all day I dream about plants. Isn't that the case for most of us, right? Thank you all so much for spending your time with us, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. And please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. And we'll see you soon.